Hello lovelies, my name is Mamta and welcome to my channel GeekGlitz, in which I talk about all things geek and all things glitz. I make all sorts of videos, but mainly Harry Potter, so feel free to browse through my channel to check out some of my other videos and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. So today I'm going to be talking about and exploring the secrets of the Wizarding World Keys and Curios journal, which is the welcome gift that is part of the first year membership of the Harry Potter fan club Gold membership. So that is a paid subscription that is currently just available to the US and UK. It retails for £59.99 in the UK and $74.99 US dollars. So it's not available to international people yet, though I do hope it is available soon. I happened to get mine through the help of a friend, which is why I'm going to be telling you all about this journal today. So I will be linking to the details about the Harry Potter Fan Club Gold membership down below in my description if you wanted to take a look. There are certain benefits that you get with the membership, including a 20% discount on certain stores like the Harry Potter store online, and you also get early access to certain drops. So that's useful with the Harry Potter pin seeking collections that have been releasing. So you get early access to it with a gold membership, and then you're also able to collect exclusive pins from certain US and UK locations for free. So there are those benefits as well as many others. So if you wanted to read up more about them, check it out in the description below. And if you want even more details about the Harry Potter Fan Club Gold membership, then head on over to my friend Curios channel, PENSIEVE. She has a video out today that's all about the Harry Potter Fan Club Gold membership. So I'm going to be focusing specifically on the Keys and Curios journal today, but if you would like to hear about more of my experience with the Harry Potter Fan Club Gold membership, feel free to DM me on my Instagram at GeekGlitz or comment below and I'll answer any questions that you have. But I wanted to talk about the journal because there's just so much to unpack here. It is a gorgeous journal. It's designed by the brilliant Mina Lima. Just look at this cover. It is so pretty, and I love this gold foiling against the blue. The blue is for Ravenclaw since I'm a Ravenclaw, but the other house members would be getting their house colored themed journals. Now, what I love about this journal is that it's personalized. So this one has elements that say my name. So it says, "Hello there, Mamta." There's a page here that says that. There's a whole 2-page spread about being a Ravenclaw that's specific to me, and it's got my name, Mamta, with the Ravenclaw traits as well next to it. And I just think it's wonderful. It's a full color notebooks, and there are monthly spreads in which there are prompts that you need to fill out. So I've basically spent the last year filling out these prompts, and I have decorated my journal a lot. So I've used things like washi tape and a Harry Potter life print printer to add pictures inside my notebook. I've used post-it notes, colored pens, and a bunch of stickers. So I've really had a lot of fun decorating this journal and just kind of exploring my thoughts with it. So I really love the prompts that they have asked for each of these months, because you get a lot of questions like, if you were staying at Hogwarts for Christmas, what would you do? So it really makes you think about your role in the wizarding world and your relationship with it. And it does ask you general questions like, what are your plans for this month? What are your goals for this year? So stuff like that. And I just thought it was a lot of fun to fill out throughout the year. And there are also a couple of theme sections in this notebook. So there's a Christmas in the Wizarding World section, a Magical Mischief, Back to Hogwarts, Dark Art section. So these sections will actually be important later on when I talk about how to solve the puzzles. And additionally, there are also these keys that you can scan with the Harry Potter Fan Club Gold app. So these keys come up on each of the monthly spreads. And basically when you scan it with the app, it unlocks like a deck on the app in which it explores certain things. So I'm going to actually give you a spoiler warning right now, because I'm going to be posting a picture that shows you the kind of decks that are unlocked with each of the keys inside this journal. So just a quick image that shows you the front of each thing that's unlocked. Now within these decks there are things like polls, there's like information that you can explore about certain topics, there's also quizzes, word searches, and puzzles. So it's a lot of fun to actually explore the keys on here. And then scanning some of these keys also unlocks some augmented reality experiences with the journal, which I think is super fun. So for instance, when you scan the December key, it reveals like a Hogwarts castle that's on your journal, and then you can click on it through the app, explore different information, and kind of make it snow as well. So it's very fun. And then there's also an augmented reality experience in the October pages. Scanning that key reveals some spiders that kind of crawl out of your pages when you look at it through the app. So it does make me a bit queasy, so I'm not going to be showing you guys a visual of that in case it makes you uncomfortable as well. So that's pretty much all you need to know about the enchanted keys in this journal. They basically just unlock certain decks that you can explore in the Harry Potter Fan Club app, as well as some augmented reality experiences. Now, my journal, I started filling it out from December 2019. That was the first monthly spread that I had, and it went up to November 2020. So I filled it up until then, and then I decorated it and I filled out all the prompts and I added pictures to each of the spreads. And then the final pages are called a pensieve. So basically this section you can fill out anything that you want. So what I did was I just kind of chose things from my wizarding life, basically from the past year in 2020. So I talked about things in my collection that grew. Like I got really into pin collecting, so I had a couple of images about pin collecting in here, and other aspects of my collection as well, my Harry Potter Christmas stuff as well, because mine did go up until November 2020, but I did want to include some stuff from December, so it's a true look back at my entire year in 2020 in terms of my wizarding life. But basically you can put anything that you want in these pages, the pensieve pages. And then here is where the puzzle comes in. So it's a page spread that says what a year it's been. It does a recap sort of. And then there are some riddles on the following page. So I'm going to be showing you how to solve each of these clues and their corresponding puzzles in this journal now. So if you want to avoid spoilers, then just skip ahead towards the end of the video. So the first riddle says you should embrace oddness. Go back to Hogwarts and find your first answer in its borders. Now you remember how I said that the themed spreads would be important later when it comes to solving the puzzle? Well, here's where it comes into play. So go back to Hogwarts would literally mean to go back to the Hogwarts page, the themed spread for go back to Hogwarts. So looking at the back to Hogwarts page as well as this clue, I see that it says find your first answer in its borders. And the only thing that looks like it's got a potential puzzle in the borders is a picture of a floating cap in the bottom right of this page. So if you see, there are letters on the border. Now, I'm thinking there's some kind of clue or like puzzle to solve within these borders, right? Based on this clue. And when I look further into the clue, it says you should embrace oddness. So when I look at the letters, what I decided to do was count every other letter starting from the first one in this border. So it's the T, the H, the E, the A, the N, the S, W, E, R, so on and so forth. So when I count up all these odd ones, the odd letters, it spells out something. And what it spells out is the answer is Mamta. So the first answer, I guess, for this puzzle, for this particular clue, is the answer is Mamta. So I would imagine that for each of the books, it would be an answer related to each person's name. Something similar, basically, with their name spelled out in the border instead. Now let's move on to the second clue, which says you benefit from reflection. At Christmas, all will be revealed. So I'm going to go to the Christmas themed page. There is a Christmas spread here that says Christmas in the Wizarding World. Now it says you benefit from reflection. So I'm thinking that something needs to be reflected. And when I look closely at the images here, there is a tag on the top left corner, a blue tag with some golden stars, and I can make out something that, like some words that's inside the tag. When I hold up a mirror against it, it's basically the word Datwani, which is my last name. So when reflected, that's what it spells out, and I imagine each person's book would basically have their last name reflected for this page. So now moving on to the third clue, which says your birth year is key. You will find out how in the dark arts. So continuing with the theme, we're going to head on over to the dark arts page now. And then the bottom left of this page has an image that says consulting index. And I could make out in the borders the numbers 1987. That's basically my birth year. So that ties in with the clue where it says my birth year is key. Now in the center of this little puzzle thing, it says add the numbers together. So okay, I will add 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7, which equals 25. Then it says take the last. Okay, the last number from 25 is 5. And then it says alphabetically count that many letters back. So if you notice in the center, there are more letters. Like it says Y, M, J, F, S, X, B, J, W, N, X, etc. So if I count 5 letters back from the alphabet for each of these letters, it will spell out a message. So Y becomes T, M becomes H, J becomes E, so on so forth. And what it spells out for me in the end is the answer is Ravenclaw. So my guess is other people who have this journal will have their house revealed in this puzzle, and based on their birth year as a clue and the number of letters they need to go back will be adjusted accordingly. And now on to the fourth clue, which says your answers matter more than you know. Your final answer lies in magical mischief. So I head to the magical mischief page, and the only thing that looks like a puzzle is on the bottom of this page, and it's a little thing that says quick trick. Now, from what I gathered after looking at this puzzle a bit, is basically there are 3 different puzzle methods in this little thing. So there's 1, 2, 3, and each of them is a different method that you need to use to solve the tricks and the words. And then once you solve the top ones, you use those same methods to solve the bottom section where it says apply this method. So now let's take a look at the first. It says if the first is ATMAM, well, I immediately recognize that that's my name backwards, Mamta backwards. So that means the trick to solve the first one is to go backwards. Now, the second says if the second is NAIADWT, well, unscrambled, that is Datwani, my last name. So I figured out the second trick is to unscramble the words. And then for the third one, it's showing certain numbers. And I realized that all of these numbers are kind of below 26. And basically, each of these numbers represents each letter of the alphabet, like the corresponding letter in the alphabet. So these numbers spell out Ravenclaw. So the method for the third one is to use a table that corresponds to the letters of the alphabet, the numbers to the letters of the alphabet, and then you'll get your clue. So when I use the same tricks that were used for the top section to solve the apply this method section, I realized the first one spells out LANIFEHT. Well, that backwards is basically the final. And then for number 2, it's A is Arens, and when I unscramble it, which is the second method that we used above, that becomes answer is. And then the third one, there's a part of it that's a little cut off, but basically it's a bunch of numbers, and then the bottom numbers are actually 15, 23, and 12. But I immediately was able to kind of figure out what it was going for when I solved the first one. So that, basically when we correspond the letters to those numbers from the alphabet, it spells out brown owl. So when you put it all together, it basically says the final answer is brown owl. Okay, so now we've got all our answers and we've got one more clue left. So the final clue on this page says all your discoveries join to become one. Fill in your answers over leaf and everything will come together. And then there's an arrow pointing to the next page. So when I take a look at this next page, there are some lines to fill out here with our answers. So I'll put in my answers with Mamta, Tatwani, Ravenclaw, and Brown Owl. And when you put it all together, when you read this page in the end, it says, the Honorable Mamta Tatwani of Ravenclaw, beneath your brown owl lies the secret. So that's basically the final puzzle. And when you look back through the journal, there's only one page that had a brown owl, and that is the Back to Hogwarts page. There is a brown owl on the bottom left section of this page. And because this clue said that beneath your brown owl lies the answer, when I look at the words brown owl, beneath it, there's something that says archive ref WW2X5J. So when I enter that into the Enchanted secret code section in the Harry Potter fan club app, it basically reveals a deck that says I've solved the keys in Curios journal, and this deck is all about riddles and puzzles in the wizarding world. So that's essentially all the puzzles in this journal solved, and then there's a page that says I open at the close. So when you flip it, it's basically a thank you page that thanks all the people that helped make this journal a reality. So I thoroughly enjoyed my experience with this Keys and Curios journal. I loved filling it out each month, doing the different prompts and decorating it. It was very therapeutic for me to do that because I kind of just went a little extra with it with the washi tape, stickers, and post-its and everything, as well as the life print stickers. Like even when you scan above each of the life print stickers inside my journal, it reveals all the pictures that I took for my Instagram in that particular month. So I did go a little bit extra with my journal decorating. And then I also really really enjoyed solving the puzzles in this book. So it's going to be one that I'll keep on to for many, many years to look back at. And I just kind of wanted to make this video to show you guys a review of what's possible with this Keys and Curios journal and basically how to solve the puzzles inside in case any of you who do happen to have this journal were stuck. So let me know below in the comments what you guys thought of this Keys and Curios journal. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and please subscribe to my channel GeekGlitz for more things geek and more things glitz. And make sure to hit that notification bell to be informed when my new videos are up. And feel free to connect with me on any of my social media. I've got a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so come say hello as I love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, lovelies. See you in the next video. Bye!